Hello everyone, and I am EPL Dude 96. Welcome to another episode of the $5 a month FIFA Ultimate Team series. It's been a while since the last episode. There's been a lot of holidays going on, so wasn't able to really jump down and get a video going, but we have one here. And as you can see, we have spent our first $5 on the series. So we actually did spend $5 when the game was released back in September, but we're spending our $5 for October. And if you didn't know, since it's $5 a month, $5 gets you 500 FIFA points. And with 500 FIFA points, for me, the most efficient way of using those points is to buy a premium gold pack, which is 150 FIFA points. As you can see, that pack we got there was not very good at all. And then use the other 300 to do a draft, essentially just to get some more packs, essentially like free packs in a sense, if we can win the draft. And we do it offline, and I ended up deciding to do it on world class difficulty. And because we're basically only spending 450 FIFA points each month, we're always going to have 50 left over. And since we've done 2 times the $5 a month spending, we have 100 FIFA points left over, and that will accumulate over time. So then we can do some stuff later on as the game cycle starts to end. And of course, if you guys like the series, like the video, make sure to leave a like, comment on it. And if you want more, subscribe to the channel. We do this series as well as the My Career mode for Ori Benatar's which is my name, or Ori Benatar My Career, essentially what it is. New episode of that's going to be coming soon. But now we're just going to be going through the draft that I did. I picked Hazard as my captain, and I ended up getting some pretty good picks here, but there were some other ones that I wasn't a huge fan of. So, for example, Dries Mertens in form. I was really excited to try him out, but we ended up getting some much better players later on in the road, and we picked Kevin De Bruyne with our 4th selection in the draft. And I find drafts incredibly useful. Even if you're playing offline, you get some decent packs. You can maybe get lucky and get some really, really good players from those packs. And I'm not ready to play online draft yet. I'm struggling to win online games with not my main team since I've been trying to get those icon tokens, but there's the first icon of the draft. That 88 Desai is an absolute beast. If anyone has the coins to afford a cheap CDM icon, I believe Desai is definitely under 1 million coins, probably under 800k maybe. He is worth it. Another player I really enjoyed is Axel Witsel. So we actually get a good amount of Belgians in this draft with Witsel, with De Bruyne, and with Eden Hazard. So there's some really good Belgian players in the game, but I really like Marcel Desailly. He felt super quick, great header of the ball, as well as the fact that, you know, he's French, so he's able to link with a lot of really good players. So if you're building a very, very expensive squad, I would highly recommend Marcel Desailly. He was one of my favorite players to play with in this draft team. And just something I'm noticing more and more in the game, like, yes, fast strikers, good dribbling strikers are great and can win you games, but having good, quick, center defensive mids, or just center mids in general, helps so much. Like here we have Witsel and Desai. I have Fabinho in my main team. Fabinho's very good defensively, but Fabinho's just not as quick. Desai and Witsel just felt worlds better, because even in this game where speed is paramount, especially when you're trying to chase down your opponent to get possession, we see some really fast players who are out strengthening a lot of other guys just by using their speed. Like, for example, if you have fast wingers like Dembele or Gnabry, and they're chasing down fullbacks as they're trying to move forward, as we get Edwin van der Sar, they're able to get the ball back. Gnabry, I've seen get the ball back a bunch, even against really strong fullbacks of the likes of, you know, Lucas Digne and more, as well as players like Ousmane Dembele. If you have a certain amount of speed and you can catch up to a fullback or a defender or a midfielder, you can just win the ball back. But having a CDM that has that speed, that agility and balance, as well as has that physicality, you're going to be able to win the ball so much more, especially against the CPU, easily against the CPU. But against a human opponent, it's going to help a lot as well. And this draft actually turned out pretty good. We got about a 188. As you see some of the top players, we are going to get even more, trust me. But there's, you see a couple of our really good picks. Here I'm like, you know what, I have Bernardo Silva. I might as well take Mo Salah. He's 90 rated. Or I think I did end up taking Anthony Martial. This was recorded a few days ago, mind you. I took Anthony Martial because I have Salah and Silva both in the club. I've tried them out. This Riyad Mahrez has given me a lot of trouble. I've come up against Riyad Mahrez a lot in rivals, especially the inform one. A lot of trouble because his dribbling's fantastic. And then Messi was the obvious pick here. It was tough between Messi, Aguero, and Neymar. But Messi, is unreal. And basically, now that we basically have most of the teams set up, I'm saying basically a lot, I essentially subbed out Falque and Mertens to put Messi and Hazard at striker. I could not be stopped. Yes, I was playing against the CPU on World Class. I actually got a pretty tough draw. I played a really bad team in the first game. I ended up playing, I think, PSG on World Class difficulty in the second game. And then the last game, I'm only going to show highlights of the last game. I think we played Roma on Legendary difficulty. So I actually got pretty lucky with the draw that I got in this draft, which made it a little bit easier. But I also had Van Dijk. I had Informa, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And after this draft, I just felt, you know what, I need to make the upgrades in my team. And you'll be seeing those soon. These highlights are sped up too. Looks a little funny. Great goal there from Marco Reus. Second half, I started breaking the team down. That's the thing. You have to just keep possession against the AI on this World Class. But then Messi right here. Look at this finish in super, super fast mode. Messi and Hazard were just unreal. And then this was a great, great header from a corner by Marcel Desailly, who I have to say was my favorite player in that draft squad. So we ended up winning this offline draft, beating Roma 3-1 in the final game on Legendary since it was a world-class draft. And with our rewards, we got a premium gold pack and a jumbo premium gold pack. So we made profit just on the pack worth alone. But now we'll see what kind of players we end up getting. As you see, I have 88,000 coins in the club at the time I finished this draft because I did bronze pack method that day and it was popping off because of some Ultimate Scream SBC. So it did very, very well. This pack, we essentially got nothing. I don't think Mikel San Jose sells, so I think I just kept him in. And now that League SBCs have come out, a lot of these players are eventually going to have a lot of worth. Diallo I already had in the club. I decided to list him up because he was a duplicate. I pretty much had to. I tried to sell this Norwegian goalkeeper. Goalkeepers are going to start getting a lot more expensive as the League SBCs start to get released out. We'll be talking about that a little later in the video when we go live, where I go through my club, my new team changes, and just some objectives and stuff, where I'm at with everything. And in the Jumbo Premium Gold Pack, we didn't even get a board. So overall, it was a pretty disappointing pack opening. We did get Jesse Lingard. I think he sold for about 1.2, 1.3. It's amazing the gap between like the decent players and the really, really good players in this game price-wise. It's pretty crazy, but players are going to start having a lot more worth now with League SBCs out, especially golds and silvers, considering the ratings, especially in the Bundesliga one, which is the only one out. You need like a 70-some rated squad, high 70 rated squad. But now, let's go live. Let me update you about the club. Okay, guys, so now I am live after you saw my draft. There you see my coin balance and my record now. There's a big increase in number because I spammed a ton of games in Rivals, and now I'm just going to give you a little bit of a club update as we're going to start to get back to a regular schedule. And I'll start with you by showing my upgrade in my team. This is not my team. This is my La Liga squad that I've been using to try and get the La Liga online token in Rivals, which has gone horribly. I cannot win with this team, but let me show you the real team and the upgrades that I made. I wanted some defenders, and I got some. So with the bronze pack method that I did on the day that I did that draft, and maybe a day after that, I needed to upgrade my defense. I had Matip here, and I had Sidibe, and I got João Cancelo and Davinson Sanchez, who have been awesome. So for Cancelo, I put a Sentinel on him, and he feels fantastic. Lightning speed, very, very good passing. His defensive stats have improved drastically. He has 90 tackling now, 89 defensive awareness, and incredible stamina. It was between him and Kyle Walker, and he was just so much cheaper. And then it was, for the next center back spot, it was between Davinson Sanchez and Socrates. I went with Davinson Sanchez just narrowly. I wanted to spend that extra money on him in case he rises up in price when the EPL League SBC comes out or in general. But he feels fantastic. He's got the phenomenal pace. His agility and balance, I think, are slightly better than Socrates, but his defending and physical are second to none. With the what chem style do I have on him? I've got a Sentinel on him. Whereas for Sentinel on Davinson Sanchez and a backbone on João Cancelo. Those are the chemistry styles that I used. And I was debating whether or not to get Socrates too, because I could afford him after buying Sanchez and Cancelo. I had like 95K, but Nathan Ake is too good. I've only played 33 games with this Nathan Ake because I got an untradeable one and then I sold the one that I bought. But Nathan Ake is really, really good. His stats are very comparable to Socrates. So I have basically a very, very quick defense, which has helped quite a bit. But I also made the executive decision to sell Felipe Anderson because his price crashed. I bought him for 44.5. I sold him for like 18K. And then I put Leandro Trossard back. Besides the fact that he did really well for me when I played for him, I was deciding whether or not to get Anthony Martial, and then I advised against it because Martial was way too expensive, and at the same time, because I have Vela and Dzeko and sometimes Osimhen, I can just sub them on immediately, especially for squad battles games if I use with this team, and especially online, because Dzeko is incredible. 16 goals, 7 assists in 12 games. He feels remarkable. And then Vela has also been amazing. 31 goal contributions in just 22 games, most of the time as a sub. But the stars of the club are still Vardy, 40 goals, 36 assists in 42 games, and Timu Pukki, 78 goals and 52 assists in 102 games. So those guys have been amazing. But eventually, when I hopefully get Michael Owen, I can sell Vardy, and we can start just building up coins to get a better team and also to work on the League SBC. So now let's go through the objectives. This Mummy Mayhem, I just need to do the squad battles games on the 78 overall team in World Class. Means I'm going to have to refresh squad battles a lot more, unfortunately, because I'm not going to be able to beat the 80 or 81 rated teams with a 78 rated squad. Week 4 gold, I am actually going to be able to complete. I got that goal with João Cancelo in my Rivals game, so I'm going to try and get another one with him, or I could do this by accident with one of my Bundesliga or La Liga players as I'm going for those tokens for icons. But I'll get 800 XP for finishing rapid fire and then an extra 733. Icon swaps online. As I've said many times, need 2 more La Liga wins and need 2 more Bundesliga wins. I'm not going to be able to get the FUT Champions one. I still haven't qualified. UCL group stages, since there's only about a day left in this, I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this. I'm going to try. I have my base UCL players. I got a South African guy from one of the random clubs in the Champions League, and then I got an Inter Milan center defensive mid, so they don't really fit in any of my teams anymore. But I'll basically just put them into my Bundesliga or La Liga squad, sub them out immediately for better players to try and get a UCL rare player to win the 2 games with them in the starting lineup. And then I haven't decided yet if I'll make the decision to try and buy a UCL player to score with, because I can't really score with the 2 guys that I have. But if I win these games and get a striker, then I might make the decision. If I don't get a striker and I'm close to completing this objective, then I'll go ahead and buy a striker. And I probably would buy a UCL Bundesliga striker like Götze or Yusuf Poulsen, so I can do something, so I can work towards League SBC, especially the Bundesliga one. And I'm not going to try week 3 gold, and there's only a day left in it, no point. Season progress, I'm through level 25. I'm getting very, very close. I need about 3,500 for the ball, 8,400 for the pack, which initially I was going to take a PL Prime players, but I think now I'm going to take a Bundesliga Prime players to try and do the League SBC. So let's go to that League SBC, as hopefully by the next episode also we'll be opening rank 1 rewards for Rivals, which I think are Division 7 rewards. But League SBC, I'm very excited about this, hoping that I'm going to complete it. Anything that's in progress means that I've already started just putting the players that I initially had in the club. I've only bought 1 player for this League SBC. I bought this Zakaria for 2K. If I can actually get to him. Yeah, Zakaria for 2K, because now for the daily objectives, for the buy any player daily objective, instead of getting like some rando bronze for 200, now I'm going to work towards something. I can get Bundesliga players, spend some money on them in order to work my way through these League SBC, which by the way is amazing because there's so many good packs. Most of them are all player packs. So if you get Bundesliga players out of them, it saves you some money to buy some more. This is I'm going to complete Mönchengladbach first, because I had the most players. I had 3 players from Mönchengladbach. I actually had 4. I had a second left back that I sold for a good amount of coins, and then I bought Zakaria. But for the next couple days, I'm going to be buying Mönchengladbach players. And once I finish the Bundesliga icon online objective, then I'm going to start working towards like Red Bull Leipzig, maybe Dortmund, Dusseldorf, other clubs where I have players from those teams. I'm not using any of my Mönchengladbach players, so this might be the only one that I'll try and complete before finishing the Bundesliga icon objective. Premium Gold Players Pack is a really good pack to get for completing this SBC. So I'm really looking forward to working towards these SBCs, and when the other leagues come out, now it just gives value, especially to silver and gold Bundesliga items, because none of the squad ratings will do you anything if you put bronzes in them. Maybe the Cologne squad, you can afford to put like a bronze or 2. but not many others. And I do appreciate how for the Bayern Munich one, you only need 6 Bayern players, because I think EA realizes if you had a full Bayern squad, it would be way too expensive. And it's 79 rated, so get 6 low 80 Bayern players, maybe a high 70s Bayern player. They're going to go up in price for sure, but then you can get some other random Bundesliga players who are German potentially and complete this SBC and get yourself a mega pack, which is the best pack you get out of the SBC. And then, of course, you get one of the players who we can't see here, but there's the Cam from, I believe it's Mons, and then the RB Leipzig striker. Both really decent cards, but not something that's like overly amazing. So it's all going to be about grinding towards objectives and League SBCs now, which is going to be fun. But that's going to do it for me for this video. Make sure you guys like it, subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see you guys next time.